Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're talking Blink charging, ticker symbol BLNK. As a disclaimer, this is not investment advice. This is just a research video that I put together meant to be educational as well as entertaining. I'm going to put us into a few different news clippings and articles surrounding this company as of recently. We're going to hear from the CEO of Blink, and then we're going to take a look at the stock. Thank you for your time. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. Please enjoy.
Blink Charging, in the meantime, just turned 10 years old. The company operates more than 15,000 electric vehicle charging stations in the United States, and it has plans to electrify its business overseas. CEO Michael Farkas is joining us now to discuss the future for EV and how Blink plans to get things charged up and grow. So you guys have these charging stations across the country. What are the growth plans, right? Because we have seen a lot of talk about EV. We haven't yet seen an explosion yet in actual EVs on the road.
Actually, we are seeing an explosion. The Tesla Model 3 is outselling its internal combustion engine competitors combined. As soon as there are more product available that are in demand by customers, nice looking product, not compliance looking car product, the market will take itself.
Two basic questions here. First, if I have a Tesla or a Nissan Leaf or some other electric vehicle, is the plug standard on all of these vehicles? And the second part of the question is, how do you guys make money?
Yes, for our hardware works on every single car. Teslas, Leafs, Volts, every single car that comes out. The Tesla hardware only works on Tesla cars. We make money by selling electricity.
So if I pull up to one of the charging stations and I want to charge up the car, whatever it is, I have to put in the credit card the way I do at the gas pump for a V8 engine?
Well, yes, there are a couple of different ways to charge your car. One is through an RFID card, one is using your NFC capabilities on a smartphone, and we're now introducing something called plug to charge, where you plug the car in, the car itself authenticates the transaction, and your bill gets sent to you automatically.
Interesting. His question, though, about how you guys make money is by selling electricity, but you're still posting losses, is my
Correct.
understanding. What's the sort of plan for profitability at this point?
We are also selling hardware, which we've recently introduced a new generation of hardware, which is much faster than any of our competitors' products. We expect to increase revenues through the sale of that product. Since our introduction, our hardware sales have gone up over 97%. So hopefully that'll increase our revenues. But as more cars are on the road, we're going to end up selling more electricity to fuel those cars.
So what's the hardware then? In other words, is it the actual charging station?
That is correct.
And is it gas stations that are buying it, or who's the client?
The most natural place for people to charge their cars are at home. So multifamily residential owner and providers, retail locations. There's a whole slew of different customers that install them. We sell them through IKEA, actually to IKEA, and IKEA installs them in their locations. They're at Whole Foods. They're at all different locations.
Is this how you're going to do it in Europe? Because I know we just had the announcement from VW, and the car makers there, no more hybrids, it's all electric.
Correct. Yes, it's the same model. Our main business is to own and operate charging stations. That's what really differentiates us from most of our competitors. In addition, since we have such great equipment, we're now selling it to third parties as well.
So if I'm a car owner, you guys say you're selling electricity. Does it cost me less to run my EV versus a gas-powered car? And also with the electricity, is there less volatility in the price of the electricity than we see, say, in the price of gasoline?
It is considerably less to fuel a car using electricity versus using gasoline. If you're a typical homeowner and you're using the meter in your house, it's roughly around 20 cents on the dollar to travel that same mileage using electricity versus internal combustion engines. And the answer is yes. If we've seen historically, electricity prices are a lot less volatile than gasoline prices.
Well, in part because it's a regulated industry, no?
Correct.
Yeah.
And the good thing about electricity is you're really becoming agnostic as to fuel source. Today we have gasoline. Any fuel source today, whether it's renewable, coal, nuclear, all breaks down to electricity. So it allows more freedom of our fuel source.
All right, thanks for coming in, Michael.
Thank you
Michael
for having me.
Farkas is CEO of Blink Charging.
It's always nice to see an interview with the CEO of the companies that I am researching. It just helps me wrap my head around the vision behind the company. Let's take a look at this article. Blink Charging introduces cable management solution for new and existing EV charger locations. The cable management product responds to the EV charging market demand for flexible EV charging equipment configurations. The elegant solution effortlessly maintains the equipment's cords, promoting safety around charging stations and ongoing preventative maintenance of EV chargers. So the updates with the cords and the safety is what this article is highlighting. Very interesting. The cable management system is compatible with both the rectangular and triangular pedestal charging stations for new deployments and installment equipment. It also works with wall and pedestal mounted chargers, keeping the charging cable off the ground while providing convenience for consumers charging their EVs. Okay, so the article is just letting us know that they made some updates with some of their equipment, and obviously this is important if you have ever tried to charge your EV. It is just helpful. Now let's take a look at this article from Reuters. Apple, ChargePoint team up on electric vehicle charging info. ChargePoint is another electric vehicle charging company, and we're going to see how this news pertains and relates to such companies such as BLNK and all of the electric vehicle players combined. Electric vehicle charging network ChargePoint said on Tuesday that it will team up with Apple to integrate a wide range of EV charging information in Apple's CarPlay infotainment system. So you can check out the status of charging stations, locations on where you can find these ChargePoint stations. Now let's take a look at this article from The Motley Fool. Why Switchback Energy acquisition shares jumped up 11% today. And this news came out late last week, toward the end of November. Shares of Switchback Energy acquisition popped by as much as 15% on Tuesday, and we're still up by about 11%. The special purpose acquisition company SPAC will be closing its merger with electric vehicle charging network company ChargePoint in the next 6 weeks. So some important dates to pay attention to. And I think that we can learn a lot by any news regarding this SPAC will definitely translate and relate to BLNK, which owns and operates its own network of electric vehicle charging stations, introduced a new cable management system, which we already talked about. So this type of news, as of recently, as far as I know, that whenever there's a move in the market regarding these types of companies, whenever there's positive news with a SPAC, then we're seeing the news from BLNK where their products and their charging stations are getting an upgrade. So it's all just positive momentum, in my opinion, which is going on with these companies. So let's take a look at BLNK stock. We're going to take a look at my trading view, my trading window. We're going to see from its lows. And if you got in under $10, $8, you've already doubled, tripled, quadrupled, your money, and good for you. That's awesome. So I'm just going to highlight some levels of support, and obviously there's major stair-stepping patterns of ascension. This stock has just taken off, and I really do think if you take a look at shares of BLNK going back a while ago, or at least the past year, it's a little volatile, right? And it kind of established a low below $10, $7. It was just kind of hovering around there, trading sideways. So with the news pertaining to the SPAC, again, pertaining to the updates with the equipment from BLNK, I believe that we can see some positive momentum. However, let's play out a few different scenarios. I'm taking a look quick here at the earnings. There was a surprise that, the profits aren't there yet, but it's important, in my opinion, to be in the stock before profits and great news. Of course, you want to be, in my opinion, looking for something that is a good company. And in my opinion, companies like BLNK are pretty good. So far, so good what I've seen thus far. And do your due diligence and check out, the fundamentals and try your best to come up with your own opinion about the company. However, I'm setting a level of resistance right around the $25 mark. And I believe that if the stock can surpass this level of resistance and make it a level of support, then I think that it'll continue to grow. However, I can see it trading down, uh, hitting one of those levels of support in the teens, in the high teens, and then hopefully rebounding and making some moves of ascension. And again, that level of resistance, if it can become a level of support, then I see this company as a major growth company, as a really good winner, 10 bagger for sure. So in my opinion, I see it as something that it's going to be volatile, right? It's going to, with the news, who knows how the EV sales will go in the future. But you can just tell, at least in my opinion, you can tell that there is definitely some momentum in the EV names, and anytime that there is a bounce in one, usually translates into the other. So if this stock hits that level of resistance, for me, I want to see it go above it. So I would be patient in finding a really good buying opportunity. I could see it, taking a nice dive. And again, if it hits those levels of support and I see it break or fall through those levels of support, then again, I see it as better buying opportunities. However, I wouldn't be surprised. Anything can happen, right? So if it drops, I'm not like shocked about it. But if it takes off and it runs, then I understand why. I can definitely see that moving forward, the market appreciates this type of company. The market is definitely valuing these types of companies. So again, I think that it's a good company. I like the CEO. I like his vision for it. But again, this is just me highlighting some levels of support. Hopefully they can maintain it, and hopefully we can see this stock grow. So I think I'm going to leave it here. I want to thank you for your time. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to see me research another company, an ETF, or an IPO, just leave it in the comment section below. I would do my best to get to it as soon as possible. Thank you for your time. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. And until the next video, I'll see y'all soon. Take care.